What's up, everybody? I got a little bit of a book haul. It's ones that I've picked up over the last couple weeks of books that came through from WhatNot, a few that I ordered from eBay, and some of the ones that I liked or were good out of those book boxes that I got. I didn't want to do an unboxing for each one. I did a couple, and there wasn't just a massive amount of great stuff, so I just kind of put aside some of the better ones, or the ones I thought were more interesting. And so I'm going to show you guys, and you can take a look and see what we got. All right, so first off, I've been kind of putting together a bunch of Conan books and Tarzan books and things like that. So I've come across quite a few recently, and I just picked up a couple of these ones out of those book boxes. I've already incorporated some in. I don't remember which ones they were, but these ones I had set aside. Conan the Freebooter, so that's one of them. Conan the Rebel, and I usually find a lot of duplicates, and then I end up just kind of taking the ones that match the style that I like the best. Conan the Wanderer. Then there's some similar type ones. Jalab the Amazon Warrior. Not Conan, but in that same kind of barbarian type novels. I got this one from Lynn Carter, Time War, excuse me. Awesome cover. Looks like maybe a Boris Vallejo cover. I didn't look. Let's see if it says. I don't see it in there, but looks like it to me, but I'm not a cover expert by any means. Red Sonja, so a kind of offshoot of Conan. King Kong, look at that one. That's a Frazetta cover. That one's pretty awesome. And Ardor of Aros, Andrew J. Offutt with that spectacular cover there as well. Trying to get it to not glare for you. That's pretty awesome. I also came across one of these by Peter Saxon. These ones are fairly rare to come by, and I have another one in this series by Peter Saxon as well. So I have two of those now, and those are fantastic covers also. A couple horror ones that came up that I've been looking for was Rosemary's Baby and the Amityville Horror, the first one. So I have a bunch of sequels of this one, but never had the first one. A few more that I liked. The 1990 Donald Wolfheim Year's Best. I just sold one of those. Actually, a second copy of Time War there with Lynn Carter. Didn't even realize I had two of those. That's cool. Nightmare on Vega, Space Probe 6. This just looks kind of interesting. The Goblin Reservation, Clifford Simak. I had this in like a later cover that was like really cartoony looking, and so swapping it out for that one. Frederick Pohl, The Age of Pussyfoot. I think this is one of his like more well-known novels. Damon Knight, In Deep. Notions Unlimited by Robert Sheckley. Just fantastic cover. And then Fritz Lieber, The Swords of Lenkmar. This is the 5th in the Grey Mouser series. I have one of the other ones. And the series of Fafard and Grey Mouser sagas. Fafard. I have one other one. I actually heard recently that there was those were pretty good series. So, and I think that's kind of what kicked off D&D style stuff. So, Mermaids. This is 18 tales with a bunch of great authors in there. Gene Wolfe and Sturgeon, and several others. So. Paul Anderson, Satan's World. Paul has some great books. I have nowhere near read enough Paul Anderson. I don't even know how many he has, but it's a lot. The Wizards of Odd. It's a bunch of great authors in this one, tons of great authors. Philip K. Dick's in there, Arthur C. Clarke, Bradbury, Block, Asimov, Aldous, Douglas Adams, Kuttner, Le Guin's in there, Lieber, C.S. Lewis, Larry Niven, H.G. Wells. It's just packed full. So that is a cool one. Then in that same style of mermaids, there's one here called Bestiary. Same kind of setup and style. Tanith Lee, Gene Wolfe, a lot of those. Philip Jose Farmer, The Cache. I had never come across that one before, so thought I'd take a look and see if it was worth anything there. And then also similar to that other style is Dog Tales with Philip K. Dick and others, Harlan Ellison, things like that. So this one is, I think, a little bit valuable here. I think it's a like a what do they call them, like a, well, that says A Lusty Adventure on the back of Searing Passion. I forget what they're called, what type of novels it is, but it's another savage tale of forbidden lust. But these ones usually sell pretty good, so that's probably going to go on eBay. There is some water damage on the back, so I'll just have to clarify that on the posting. If you find that full set, I think there's 4 of them, it can be worth quite a bit. Beyond Time by Sandra Lay. It's a really cool cover. It's a big conglomeration of different short sci-fi stories. So edited by Sandra Lay, however you say it. And it has lots in here. Eklund, Lafferty, Zabrowski, Dish in there, which is one of the reasons I wanted to read it. And Dean Foster, Yarbrough. So there's quite a few in that one as well. And I think this one is likened to A Clockwork Orange and Slaughterhouse 5, the Mueller-Fokker effect. Can a human being be reconstituted like orange juice, it says on the back. So I'd like to take a look at that. It says it's an outrageously comic novel. Otherwise, I think it's probably got a little value to it as well. So some of the hardcovers I got, Heliconia Springs by Brian Aldiss. I have Heliconia Springs and Heliconia Winter, and I think I heard that this was really, really good, this whole series. And I think there's one for each season. I think it's spring, summer, winter, all that. So another Brian Aldiss, which is Nonstop. And I got this off of WhatNot, and I actually, while that was being shipped, I found another copy hardcover. So I have 2 of these now, so one of these is going to go on WhatNot, so back on WhatNot, unfortunately, or fortunate for somebody. Heliconia Spring, here's another one, that Brian Aldiss. So there's winter and, oh, it says here on the back trilogy, so maybe it's not a quadrilogy. Is that what it is for 4? I don't know. But I have 2 of the 3 then. Scary Stories Treasury. That one, I have all 3 of these that I picked up from Matt at Book Pilled a while back, which are pretty neat to come by. You don't usually find all 3, and I think they're pretty intense. And so this one has all of them in one shot, which is really cool as well. So once I'm done reading them, I will decide which I want to keep. I'm probably guessing I'll keep all 3, the individual ones. That's just kind of more my style. I picked this up a while ago, and I just found another copy. So Kathy Koja, you don't really find a lot of Kathy Koja floating around out there. So this is Extremities, and I believe this is a compilation of short stories. Yeah, so this is a short story collection from her, and you don't find this too often, so I'm kind of excited for that. Someone will be able to pick up that, hopefully for a lot less than they would online. I know her stuff isn't cheap online usually. Simon R. Green, Tales from the Night Side. hardcover as well. I'm trying to remember what I know green from. I think it's like military sci-fi novels, if I remember right. Picked this one up also from Matt over at Book Pilled on one of his WhatNots. I have a lot of these stainless steel rat novels. I don't remember which ones I have, but I have a lot of them, and I have a lot of duplicates as well. So this one is Stainless Steel Rat is Born, and I don't think I have that one. I do know I have Stainless Steel Rat Gets Drafted. That's the second one in here. And Stainless Steel Rat Sings the Blues. I might have that one, but I don't have that first one, Stainless Steel Rat is Born. So I can actually finally start reading those from the beginning. But I know I have at least 4 or 5. Picked this one up on a WhatNot auction as well. And Tanith Lee, I've heard, is excellent. I've been wanting to read one. This one looked pretty intense. So, oh, this is a sequel. So, sequel to Dark Dance. So, apparently I need to get Dark Dance first before I start that. But nice, clean hardcover copy there. And I can't remember who I got that from on WhatNot. I'm sorry. One of the, I can maybe try and look it up and put it in the comments. Clive Barker, The Inhuman Condition. I just picked up another Clive Barker, and I have tons of his regular mass market paperbacks, but this is the first time I found this one, so kind of excited for that. Very, very cool vintage copy of The Fog. I was pretty excited when I found that one. Dennis Etchison, and this is the movie version of it, and so that is a cool find. Clockwork Orange, Anthony Burgess, not one that you find very often either, so that was a really cool pickup as well. I don't see hardly any of those floating around. Blish, from that same guy or gal that I got the Tanith Lee one from. I got James Blish, Midsummer Century. I have this in paperback, so I'm just kind of, I wanted the hardcover to swap out for the paperback, so it was only a couple bucks, and really good deal on that. John Brunner, Total Eclipse, same deal. I got it from that same WhatNotter. WhatNotter? Is that the right way? WhatNot-y? Anyways, Total Eclipse, John Brunner. I don't know anything about this book, other than I want to read more Brunner. So picked this up from Matt over at Book Pilled. At the same time, I think I got that Stainless Steel Rat one. This is the Essential Clive Barker, so there's quite a bit in this one. It is 13 stories, so it's a pretty big one. The Hellbound Heart isn't in here, which is nice for me because I just finished Hellbound Heart, so I can read there's other ones, and I'm not, having to skip one. So I picked up a copy of Christine hardcover. I only had the paperback, so this is a, I believe, first edition hardcover. And yep, so first edition hardcover of Christine, and I'm trying to complete the entire set of King books. I'd like to have everything in hardcover if possible. It is not cheap sometimes to buy certain King books, but that one was only like a couple bucks, like $4 or something, so pretty good deal. I don't remember where I heard about this from. I think maybe Moyd over at Media Death Cult. So I mentioned Moyd. Media Death Cult is the YouTube channel. If you're not following Media Death Cult, you're into sci-fi, you are missing out. So go Media Death Cult, like, sub, watch all the videos. You will have a blast, I'm telling you. I think that's where I heard about this from. And I mentioned Matt earlier on WhatNot, but he's also on YouTube. Book Pilled is the YouTube channel. If you're not following that, you need to as well. Both of those are probably two of the most informative and probably well-known channels, I think, out there for sci-fi books. So really cool. But I don't remember where I heard about this from, but I remember going, I need to get that immediately. So I, wherever I heard about it from, I'm pretty sure it was on Media Death Cult, that as he was talking about it, I was going, I need that book. I want to read that like right away. So I don't even remember what it's about. I just remember wanting to read it immediately. So there's that. This one is Chamber of Horrors. I picked it up because it has some shorts from, or has a short from Stephen King in it. Wanting to put this, I have a big pile of all the different short story collections that he was involved with. So this is just another one that I didn't have. The Night of the Tiger is his story that's in here, but it also contains Silverberg, Lovecraft, Wells, Bram Stoker, who else? Let's see, Robert Bloch, Rudyard Kipling, Ramsey Campbell, Edgar Allan Poe. So I mean, there's a lot of different stories that are in here that are going to be great. So pick this one up to add to that short story collection of Kings that I have. And then I got in a copy of Thomas Dish, The Priest, and I really love Dish, and the more I read Dish, the more I want to read by Dish. So I don't know quite what this one is about. I didn't really get to check it out yet, but he did write a lot of not like science fiction stuff. He wrote tons of novels. He has short story collections. He has poetry. He has children's books that he wrote. In case you didn't know, he wrote The Brave Little Toaster as well as The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars. So if you watched that as a kid, it was written by this guy, Thomas Dish. He wrote libretti and plays like Ben-Hur, Frankenstein, Cardinal Detoxes, The Fall of the House of Usher. And then he also wrote some interactive software as well. So very accomplished author, doing multiple genres of stuff. So, and everything I've read from Dish so far I've loved. Picked up this one from King, Skeleton Crew. First edition, I only had the paperback, so same deal. Wanted to add the hardcover to my collection. And then finally, I've heard so much about this on BookTube everywhere. It's the Murderbot Diaries. And these are not that easy to come by. They're not cheap, and they're not just floating around everywhere. So this is the first 4. I have book 5 that also came, or maybe this one's 6, but one of the last 2, one of the 5th or 6th ones this is, came in, and then the other one's on the way. So I will have the whole set, and I can dive into that right away. So I'm adding more stuff to my 100 challenge for the year, but I'm ticking away at that at the same time. So I'm only trying to read 1 or 2 of like the newer ones that I throw in there, and the rest I'm reading from that stack so that I can actually get through that whole stack by the end of the year is my goal. So that was just a quick little book haul, what's come up in the past couple weeks of through eBay and whatnot, and through those bundles that I buy. Make sure you guys go, share the love at other channels. And I love talking about this stuff and nerding out with other people. So appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.